Good evening. Welcome. What is today? Wednesday. I think it's the 24th. It's the 24th. Okay, good. So at least I have today right. But welcome. Today's Wednesday, February 24th, and Wednesday nights I do 12 by 12 layouts. So let me go ahead and do a quick introduction. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'm here on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. in order to show you how to do use your Stampin' Up! Products for your 12 by 12 page layouts. So if you're watching, hi Stella. If you're joining me tonight, this evening, live, hi Landa. Thank you for joining me. I've got a really cute layout, you guys. I really do. I was surprised, but I had fun putting it together as well. So, and then I'm also on live Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. So, if you were looking for me last week, hi Karen, thanks for joining us. If you were looking for me last week, we were in the middle of the Texas snowcalypse, however you want to call that. Anyway. But we had power, but we had no internet, so I wouldn't have been able to go live. I have to have both in order to go live, so go figure. So tonight what I'm going to be doing is 2 layouts, and I'm doing it because one of the designer series papers that I'm going to be using is one of the Celebration designer series papers that is going to be like bye-bye, no longer available as of March the 1st. So if you have some of this designer series paper, and I'll show you when you get it pointed down, this is a really cute layout that you can use some of that paper with. And of course, because there's so many various pieces of the designer series paper itself, you can just imagine the possibilities with whatever side you want to use. So, but I just picked one of the sides, and I'm using both of the sides. And I'm also pairing it with the Pretty Perennials Bundle out of the mini catalog. So I hope you enjoy tonight's layouts. I'm doing 2 because I didn't do one last week. And so I wanted to really simplify it so I could try to stay within a 30-minute time frame. So let's get this camera pointed down so that I can give away the designer series paper back from the second page layout of the wedding barn layout, and then show you. Let's just get started with working on that. So let's get this pointed down, and let me tighten this. For some reason it doesn't. Oops. For some reason it doesn't feel like it's tightened. Here we go. It wasn't tightened. All right. So if you're interested in getting any of the designer series paper that we're going to be working with tonight, I'm going to be working with Flower and Field designer series paper. And this is a full 12 by 12 pack that you can get for free during Celebration, which runs through the end of this month, with a $50 purchase. It's a full 12 by 12 pack, and I'm just showing you this to show you the examples of the paper front and back. And I need to get something really quick. Okay, I'm back. All right, so this is the paper that we're going to be using tonight, and I chose this pattern right here. So this is one side, and then this is the other side. So we're going to be working, I love those colors. That black, that granny apple green. You've got that, it's so saffron and pool party. I mean, gorgeous, really gorgeous. So we're going to be doing that, and then, like I said, we're going to be pairing it with the Pretty Perennials Bundle. So I'm taking some elements out of that, but the drawing was for another 4x6 sampling of the In Good Taste paper. So if you remember this from the barn wedding layout, we were using this particular design, but you know, all of the Stampin' Up! Papers have 2 sides. So I'll just fan that a little bit out, but you can see the other side is equally gorgeous depending on what particular design you want to use. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And if you're wondering how you can get on the wheel, if you're watching me for the first time, when you like, comment, and share my videos, that gets you on the wheel. And when you share, you get 2 entries. So let's see who's going to win this sampling. Shirley Taylor. I know you won recently. I don't remember what it was for, Shirley, but if you notice, you guys, it says share. And that means that one of Shirley Taylor's 2 entries for her share is what got her to win. So, Shirley, I believe I have your address. So I will get you your price to you. Let me write this down so I don't forget. And then let me put this aside. And then let me bring up, I had to take pictures of what I'm doing. If you're watching me for the first time, what I have to do is, because I don't create a layout and then reproduce it for a second time, because I don't give the layouts as prizes, I'll give coordinating paper, you know, or something that coordinates with the layout. I have to take a picture of what I do, so that I know exactly how I need to put this thing back together. So, so that's what I had to do there, and this is probably going to get covered up. So if you are interested in going to my website and making a purchase in order to get this designer series paper for free, it's only available through the 28th. All right, and it has to be, your order has to be at least a $50 order before tax and shipping. And you can go ahead and go here and use this host code, or you can go ahead and scan in the QR code, and that'll take you straight to my online store where you can choose whatever you want. And if you see some items from tonight, I'll just point them out as I'm putting this together, okay? So let's get started on this first layout. Let me see if I can bring this up a little bit more. And I think that's the whole one there. I can barely see comments, but thank you, Bonnie, for watching. And so let's get started. Let's get started. And I'll try to point out the measurements as I go along. I've got my little sheet of paper over here. And I think I got all the measurements right. I'll double check though. But first of all, we have a strip of this designer series paper, and I really should have wrote my measurements down. I want to say this is a 3x12 sheet. Yeah, it's a 3x12 piece of paper. Okay, so we're just going to get some adhesive on the back of this. But you know what? I probably should put the other piece on first, now that I'm looking at my picture. Let me set this aside. I really need to put this piece down first, because this piece is going to help me determine where I need to put that other piece that I just put adhesive on. Okay, so I've got adhesive on the back of this, and then we are just literally going to put this up in the corner, straight up against both of the edges. And this piece is a 4x8 piece. Yeah, it's a 4x8 piece. All right, and so this piece that I put adhesive on first, we're going to put this right beneath this one. Okay, so we're going to have a little strip of this basic white that's going to show underneath, and then I have a piece of Granny Apple Green that should be 2.5 by 8. Yeah, this one's 2.5 by 8. Okay, so we're going to put some adhesive on the back of this one. And we're gonna slip this one right here against both of these pieces of designer series paper. And of course it'll be equal with your side over here. Okay, so now we have these pieces down. And then what can I put on next? I've got this mat of basic white, and then this piece of designer series paper. This basic white is, I think it's 4 1/4. Yeah, it's 4 1/4 square. So this piece of basic white is 4 1/4 square. And we're going to put this one down right here. And then this Designer Series paper mat, where you can easily put a picture on and have a little bit of that greenery show all the way around. This one is going to be a 4x4 piece. Oops. I love the way these two pieces complement each other. So we're just going to mat this here. And if you didn't want to put a picture there, you could certainly put the next size mat down, which would be a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then just do some journaling on this mat. So there's lots of possibilities with scrapbooking. So let's focus on this little section right here. I've got two basic black mats that are 3 1/4 square. Okay, and we're just going to place those right here. See if I can get it a little bit close where I leave about 1/4 of an inch. And then the same thing over here. I was feeling those edges because when you cut your cardstock, you can always tell the cut end versus the smooth end, and you want to make sure you're putting it on the right side. Let me measure this so I can at least get it somewhat straight. I've got this at 1, and I don't even know what that measurement is. I'm used to looking at my paper cutter measurement. 1. It's like the second mark. Ooh, okay, let's see if I can get this straight the first time, you guys. I think it's that one right there. It's not going to be exactly perfect, but that was close enough. And I left a little gap in there because what I did is one of the stamps in the Pretty Perennials has this particular stamp. And I just stamped it in Memento ink, the black ink, and then I used our Pool Party and Granny Apple Green. I used dark Pool Party and I used light Granny Apple Green to color the little flowers a little bit there. So let me get my dimensionals. I thought I had my white ones out here, but I didn't. So let me grab these. And we're just going to put a dimensional on the back of each one of these to help fill in that little area right there. And while I'm doing this, I know that not everybody watches me on Facebook. I have a YouTube audience as well, so I just want to stop and thank them for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. I'm going to try to really get good about giving y'all a shout out because I know y'all are watching me. And we're going to put this one right here. Okay, so that just kind of helps fill in that area right there. And I did take one of the ribbons from Flowers for Every Season combo pack. It's a white linen ribbon. And I really thought, I gotta figure out how to put this ribbon in here. So I did make a bow. I went ahead and made one bow. I'm gonna have to make another bow for the other side. But I'm just gonna put some glue dots right behind my bow. I'm gonna put 2 because I wanna make sure it really sticks. And then I have a bow right up here just to help fill in that little area right there. Okay. And then I also went ahead and stamped and die cut these images. So in the Pretty Perennials stamp set, you have this image right here, and then you have this little die cut. And I stamped Pool Party. I stamped it full strength on basic white, and then I die cut it out. And then I die cut the complementing die in Pool Party. So we're just going to stick that on with a glue dot. One glue dot is generally enough when it's cardstock on cardstock like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put a dimensional on the back because we're going to lift this one up off of the page. But before we do that, I also went ahead and die cut, and I decided to die cut the leafy die cut in basic black. And then I trimmed off one of the little leaves because I didn't want the whole leaf to be behind this. So I'm going to put a glue dot right here in the back. Actually, it's on the front, but it's going attached to the back of this. So let me find a good spot to put this where those gonna poke out there a little bit. Okay, so let's take that off. And then we're gonna put this one literally just right here, just to help fill up this little gap and show some leaves against that granny apple green. And then let me get, I was looking for my opal rounds. I should have had these out already. We're gonna throw some opal rounds on that. Let's do that. We'll throw some big ones on there. So these opal rounds are also in the January to June mini catalog. And we're gonna put one, ooh, there we go. I like the little popping sound that makes when it comes off. We're gonna use a big one. So we're gonna use our take your pick tool, and we're gonna just help cover up that little bitty circle right there in the center. And I keep losing stuff. And then I have another one. So we're gonna do, whoa. That was my little stack that clearly was not stable enough. It's just little stamp cases, so it sounded worse than what it was. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna stick it on the front so that we can stick that on the back, if that makes sense. Okay. And let me go ahead and just do that one. Cute, perfect. And then we'll throw a dimensional on the back. Okay, and then this one we're gonna stick right down here. Kind of here. Let's just do it there. And then let's throw an opal round in the center of that as well. Ooh, come on, pick it up. Okay. And then we're not quite done because I do have a piece that needs to go right here, but I should have cut this beforehand. Let me see if I can measure this, figure out how much I need to cut off on this. I have a sentiment that we're going to be stamping. We are looking at we'll just go with 2 inches. Let me cut 2 inches off this piece right here. So this piece is going to be a 2-inch by 1.5 inch piece that I'm going to be cutting. So let me cut this real quick. What did I say, 2 inches? I said 2 inches. Let me cut 2 inches. Okay, so I have a 2-inch by 2.5 inch piece, and then we are going to be stamping You Make Me on there, and we're going to stamp it in Memento ink so that it really stands out. So let's get this one inked up. Make sure it's inked up really, really good. You Make Me, and we're just going to center this. Okay, ooh, that's nice and bold. Love it. You know what, while I have this out, let's just go ahead and do the other piece. What'd I do with the other piece? I cut the other piece. Oh, here it is, right here. So this other piece right here is actually going to go on the other page, but I'm going to go ahead and just stamp it while I have everything out right now. And this piece is going to be a 3.25 inch piece by 1.5. And on this one, because I already have Happy mounted on my block, we're going to stamp that one in Memento ink, and we're going to stamp Happy. in the center of that one. Okay, so give it some good pressure. Yes, that's nice and bold. You make me happy. Okay, so I'm going to put this off to the side because this one actually goes on the next page. And let me get that out of the way. And we're going to put some adhesive on the back of this one. And we're going to put this one right here, just in the middle. And we're putting it up against the right side of the page. Okay. Move this out of the way before I step on something here. Okay, and then that is, let's make sure. I'll make sure I got everything. Yes, I got everything. So that is your first layout, which is the left side of the page. What do you guys think? Got a little, there's plenty of room for pictures. There's plenty of room to add, even if you wanted to put a piece of basic white along this side over here to do your journaling, you could do your journaling over here. Or you can put a couple of pictures there, or a picture here. So there's lots of possibilities, you guys. But I really liked how the Flower and Field Designer Series paper really helped complement the Pretty Perennials Designer Series paper. I'm sorry, the Pretty Perennials Bundle. Sorry. So yeah, that's our left side of the page. So let me put this one aside and bring the next one, which is going to be almost the same, but it's the opposite, if that makes sense. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have the same Designer Series paper from the other side, which is still a 4x8 piece, and we're going to put that one down, going opposite of what it was on the other page. We are going to stick this one down here in the bottom left-hand corner, flush with the edge of our basic white. And this is 12 by 12. This is a 12 by 12 piece. And then we also have, what I say this was. It was the first, from the first page. I know it's 12, 3 by 12. It's a 3 by 12 piece. And we're going to stick that one on the top. And there we go. We'll just do that. We're going to put this one up on the top, up against this piece of Designer Series paper, and it should go flush with both ends. Okay. And then the piece of Granny Apple Green, 2.5 by 8. And we'll stick that one right in here. Okay. And then we have our mat, the basic white mat that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. We'll put that one right up here. And then the 4 by 4 piece of Designer Series paper. Oops. We'll mat that one on there. Okay. And then I also have the 2 black mats. What I say these were 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. I got 2 of them. So we're gonna, we're gonna mat these down here. And let me start on this side. And then do the other side. And leave a little bit of room in between for the other 2 die cuts that I used our blends to color. Let me make sure. What are we talking about here? It's the second one. That's the second one. Ooh, that was pretty good. I did good the first time. Okay. So there's one, and there's the other one. So let's get some dimensionals on the back of those. These are nice little fill-ins. So even if you wanted to bring these two mats together, they're a really nice fill-in for maybe some other areas. You know, if you wanted to put one right there, you know, one on each side, you could certainly do that. I should have done that, but okay, it's okay. Okay, and then I have my flowers. Got 2 flowers and 2, these are full, but I'm gonna clip the excess off that I'm not gonna use on those. So let me get some more glue dots out here. Just stick that one in the center. I'm not looking at the comments, so thanks for joining. Whoever's joining or whoever's watching the replay, thank you. And I hope you're gonna enjoy these layouts once we get these two put together and you can see both of them at the same time. And do that. Get one on the back of here. These flowers are super fun to work with. I love them. They're just so cute. And you know, and because we have like 50 colors in our product line, you can do any color flower, any color. Let's see. What I did on those is I ended up clipping off my snips. I ended up clipping off the bottom one. It's the one that I did. Okay, so let's get those on the back of these flowers. And do the other one. My glue dots. There we go. I got cats in here with me right now. One of them's really wanting to jump up here. Okay, so let's put that one right here just to help fill in that little area. And then we'll get another opal round, oops, on top of there. If you're concerned about the opal rounds coming off, go ahead and put another glue dot underneath it just to make sure that it really, really sticks. There's no harm in that. Okay, oops, and on this one, we're gonna take this one off and we're gonna put that one up here, kind of right here. And let's do an opal round on that one. Okay. And then remember we did happy, but before I put happy on, let me butt up page 1 to that same area so that I know exactly where I need to put happy. That would be the only thing if you're gonna do some cross stamping like that where you want one thing from one page to show on the next, just butt your other page up and then you know exactly where you need to put the other half of the sentiment that you're stamping. Okay, and let me see. I got a bow I need to do. So let me make a bow, and we're just gonna do a really simple, we're gonna do a real simple bunny ear bow here. Real simple. I took my time on the other one, so I'm doing this one kind of fast, but that one doesn't even look right. Let's try this again. Let me do it my regular way. Yeah, that's much better. I loop it like I'm tying a shoe. I know everybody does their bows differently, so let me trim this and get that one trimmed. And then let me get some glue dots on the back of that. You get a couple of them. Let's see. Let me fix this bow just a little bit. I'm looking at this one and the other one to see if it looks like it's about the same size, which it is. We'll just stick that one right there. So the bow is in the middle, and it won't interfere if you're going to decide to put some pictures on these mats right here. So, and that just helps fill in this bottom section just a little bit. So let me move some of this out of the way and scoot these over so that you can see both layouts at the same time. Okay, so there is that side right there, and then there is that side right there, and it doesn't look like you can see the whole thing, so let me see if I can bring this up just a little bit more. I don't know if you can see more of that way. You can probably see most of it from that particular angle right there. But tell me, what do you think? The Flower and Field Designer Series paper and our Pretty Perennials bundle from the mini catalog. And you got a double layout tonight so that I could make up for last week. And just to let you know that this particular paper won't be available after February 28th. So if you like this paper, then if you place an order on my website and it's at least $50, not counting tax or shipping, you'll get this paper for free. You'll get one pack of paper for free, and it's a full 12 by 12 sheet that you can see all the other designs that come in this paper. And then down here, these are little punch outs using one of our using the new Kiss punch that shows all of the all of the cardstock that coordinates with this. So you can see there's a lot of color coordination going on, and you really can't go wrong with these. So those are all of the colors, and you can just see all of these fun spring colors. So if you're looking to do spring layouts and you love this paper, these are the final days where you have the ability to be able to order that. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till probably our annual catalog to see what is going to be the next, fun color that has a lot of florals in it. But I really do like this paper, you guys. So, and I hope you do too. And I want to just thank you all for joining me this evening. And shortly, within the next couple of hours, I'll update the description to go back and include the supply list, and the supply list will have the measurements in it too, so that you can always go back if you want to go back and you want to replicate this particular layout page with any of your favorite designer series papers. You can always do that too. But I was just really loving how all these colors came together, and I hope you do too. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you either Sunday at 3 p.m. or you can join me next week here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the next 12 by 12 layouts. So have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.